Okay, so I'm going to walk you guys through this magnet hunt game today. That's the assignment. Um, so what you should be doing, like I said, is log into BrainPop using Clever, and then go to Dashboard at the top. And then after you click on Dashboard, you should see the magnet hunt game. So under your assignments on your dashboard, you should see magnet hunt game. Click on that. And then you're going to click on Go. So we're gonna be playing. I'm gonna walk you do the first part of walking you guys through it, and then we're gonna play the game at the end, and then your grade will be based on how many stars you get. All right, so you should see this part right here. All right, we're gonna click play and let the simulation load. All right. So I'm gonna skip this because it's just kind of like an introduction cartoon. And I'm gonna go to playground first. All right. So you should see a magnet like this and a bunch of iron filings on the ground. So you can move the poles of the magnet around like this. You can drag and slide the magnet like this. Okay, so what this is doing is it's showing you the magnetic field that surrounds a magnet using iron filings. So you can see that at the very tips in the north and the south pole, all right, you can see the strongest attraction, and you can see them, all the magnets fanning out like this at the tips. So what I want you to do is like make sure you can identify this at each end, because when you see this curving, all right, that will be a giveaway for where the magnet is. Because in the game, what you're going to do is this magnet is going to be hidden, and you're going to have to try to find it using your tools on the right. So on the right, we have three tools. We have a magnetic film at the bottom here. When you click this, all right, and you hover it over, you can see like a better picture of the magnetism lines. So what you want to do when you use this tool, you're going to be looking for that little point right where my cursor is, right there, where it shows you like that's where the magnetic pole is, right at that point where all those filings come together. It doesn't tell you which pole, but it gives you an idea. Next, we're over here, all right, and you can see that the other pole is there too. And if you kind of fan this around, you can kind of see where the poles are and where the magnetism lines are. That bright green line is where the magnetic field stops. So outside there in the blue, these aren't being affected by the magnet. So you can use this to help locate the poles. This iron filings right here is just like some extra filings to make it a little bit more obvious. So if you drop them on a pole, it'll look like this. So you see them all basically converging right there in that spot. So if you see that point, it'll help you understand where it is, but you can also see that they will point towards and curve towards a pole. So if you see something that looks like this, you can know that you're close to a pole because it's pointing there. So like I said, the darker and the more compact they are, the closer you are to a pole. And then finally, these compasses point north and south. It's the same as on the magnet over here. Red is the north end of the magnet, and blue is the south end of the compass. I'm sorry, red is the north end of the compass, blue is the south end of the compass. So if I click and drag this out, you can see that immediately the red arrow starts pointing to the blue, right? The blue will never point to the blue end, all right? So even if I try to, it'll flip around because the blue end is the same pole, and same poles will repel each other. So you can see how the red will always point to the where the blue magnet is. So when you place these, it'll start pointing in different directions. So same thing on the opposite end. The blue end of the magnet, the blue end of the compass will always point to the red end of the magnet. If you're in the middle of a magnet, you'll see that the compass lays flat like that. So remember, when you're looking at the compass, the color points to the opposite color. So the red end of the compass points to the blue south of the magnet. And the whole point of this is to try to find the magnet that's hidden underground with the compass and iron filings and the film. So if I move the magnet, you can see that the compass has moved too. And even though I'm over here, the magnet's down here, you can see that the red end of the compass pointing to the blue end of the magnet, and the blue end of the compass is pointing to the north side of the magnet. So you have to use these dials and compasses in order to help you find the magnet. So what you would do in this situation, if I were to reset it where I was, is when you go to guess, you're going to drop the blue marker where the south is and the red marker where the north is. And that's kind of the object of the game. So I'm going to show you guys how to play the game now. All right, so the magnet is somewhere on here and you don't have any of the stuff. So what I like to do is I like to start with the iron filings, and this is going to take like a random guess, okay? So you're just going to have to drop it somewhere, all right? When I do that, you can see how these are all fanning towards something over here. So all the filings are pointing in this direction over here. So I know the magnet is somewhere over here, okay? So now I can start taking the compass and I'll place it right there. So I know the magnet's not here because the blue end of the compass is pointing in a little bit more to the right. So you can start dragging and dropping these compasses. And once you place them, you can't move them. So make sure that you place them in a good location. So I can see that between these two, the poles switched. So I went from locating the north end to north. Now the blue end of the magnet's over there somewhere. So I'll put one in the middle and see what goes there. All right. So now the red end is pointing here. So I know the blue end of the magnet is somewhere in here. All right. So I know I'm getting close to this is one end of the magnet right there, even though I can't see it. All right. So then I'm going to try to surround the magnet like this. All right. So then I can use my film to do something like that. So you can see that once you use all your tools, then you have to start making a pick. So one end of the magnet's right there, and you can see the blue is pointing to that dot. You see where they all converge? So I'm going to drag this north end because blue points to red and put it right there. And then I have to guess that the other end of the magnet is somewhere in here, because the red end points to the blue pole, and I guess. All right, so I was a little bit off on the south end, so I'm 0.7 meters away from the North Pole and 2 centimeters from the South Pole. So then what it'll do is it will kick out a rating like this, okay? So this is what I want to see as a grade. All right, so what you can do is you can take a snapshot by clicking this orange button at the bottom. When you take a snapshot, you can view them down here, and you can type a description. Like I can say attempt 1. And then you can submit to me. So this is how you're going to submit the assignment to me, by clicking this button, this orange button here. And if you are not satisfied with your score, you can go ahead and play again and see what happens, okay? So I'm going to try again. I found one pole. Trying to find the other. All right, so I'm going to take a guess. So I was lucky enough to place it somewhere where I could have found a pole right away. So the red points to blue. So this is going to be the blue pole right there. And then the North Pole, you can see all my blue indicators here on the compass pointing inside this area. So I'm going to guess there. And then when I click guess, all right, I did pretty good. So it'll reveal the magnet, and then 0.0276. So that's a 5-star, so I'll take another picture of that. And then now that I have a 5-star, this is something you should submit to me, and click submit to teacher. You can only do this once, so that's why I'm saying you can take a lot of snapshots and try this game over and over again. So don't just try it once. You can play the game as many times as you want, but you can only submit the snapshot to me once. So once you do this and you're satisfied with your score, you can click yes, I'm ready, and then choose a class. You're in Science 3. So right here, there's my name. I'm gonna click there and hit submit. And you're done. So hopefully this helps you understand what to do and how to function with this. If you do have some problems with it, I'm going to post a YouTube video where you can watch this again and kind of pause it and go slower. Or you can go back and click on main menu up here and go through the tutorial, or go back to the playground and practice a little bit before you try the game. Because like I said, you can try the game as many times as you want, but you can only submit a snapshot once. Okay? So hopefully you have a little bit of fun with this, and this helps, and you can get a 5-star and get a good grade on this. If you have any questions, make sure you let me know.